On the pitch today, though, we do continue our FA Cup run as we go into the quarter-final. Off the pitch, though, we've had to say goodbye to a man to which we owe an awful lot and to which Stockport will be eternally thankful to. That's right, now former owner Mark Stott has left the club. There's been a takeover completed since last episode. It all happened very, very quickly. But I owe Mark Stott a lot. Stockport owes Mark Stott a lot as well. He's been such a tremendous owner for us. You can see this is when I came in November 2025. But since then, there's been so much improvement made to the club. We saw 2 stadium increases. The youth category was raised a couple of times. The youth facilities were upgraded 3 times. Training facilities were upgraded a couple of times. And obviously he has constructed a new stadium for us as well. So what a legacy Mark Stott will leave behind. We're going to see what new chairperson Pedmo Madeira does do to the club. At the moment there isn't going to be any extra investment, but rumours are he's prepared to pay about 442 million to get the club. So he has already invested a lot of money into it by just purchasing the club. So hopefully he can continue to do that and we can see him be just as impactful as Mark was during his time at the club. Just the 2 games that were played since last episode. We started with a 2-0 away win against Birmingham. Milinkovic continuing his goal scoring form before Cathalone scored an absolute beauty to make it 2-0 in the 95th minute. And then a disappointing 3-1 loss to Chelsea. Lee Dilly again getting on the score sheet to equalise for us in this match. We said he was a big game player and again scoring against one of the big teams, but it wasn't enough and we did end up losing that game. We do remain 8th in the Premier League though, and still with that game in hand with Leeds. So potential to overtake them. Maybe needing to get into the top 6 to confirm the European places, but we'll see how the rest of the season unfolds. But obviously we've got the huge first game today against West Ham in the FA Cup quarter-final, so hopefully we can do well in that. But then there's another huge game in the Premier League against Man City, so it's going to be a big episode today. 2 games which hopefully we can get really good results in. And as we are getting down to the business end of the competition, as it were, we're going to be starting off with pretty much the first team. Sintas is the only player who comes into it. We're looking for him to continue his very encouraging start to life at Stockport with another good showing in the FA Cup today. Nunziante begins in goal. Silva Santos, Chiriac, Jones and the score of the defence, with Arnott, Patino, Kane and Milinkovic in behind Ross and the aforementioned Sintas. We've got the opportunity to get ourselves through to Wembley in the semi-final. So it's hopefully something which we can go out and do. This team should be able to do that. And like we say, it's a fantastic opportunity for us to get the Stockport fans a day out in London. We're going up against West Ham and it will be a tough match for us. Obviously we need to avenge what happened in the last match against Chelsea. Hopefully we can avenge that and take some of the anger out on West Ham. It's a team who are in similar form to us as well, so it's definitely not going to be the easiest match in the world, but we've got confidence in the players that they can prevail and the Stockport fans can get behind us and drive us onto that win today. First highlight comes in the 20th minute. It was a great ball out from Nunziante to find Sintas. He controlled it well and found Silva Santos. It's a poor ball from Chiriac and Jones with a very, very poor touch as well. Both of the centre-backs there having absolute nightmares to contribute to that goal. And West Ham take a 1-0 lead. We're going to tell the players that they need to focus because that little bit of play there showed that they're not really got their heads in the game. And just allow West Ham to come forward. It was a good finish from Kudus past Nunziante, but again, our defence putting ourselves into all kinds of trouble. And West Ham are coming forward again. It's Ward-Prowse with a corner. Poor defensively. Both our players jumped. The keeper came out. No one could control the situation. It allowed the West Ham player to get his head to the ball. Thankfully for us, he absolutely wasted the opportunity. But it's been very, very poor from us so far. We've had chances, but none of them highlight worthy. Nothing that really we can write home about. And it just seems to be a game which West Ham are coasting through at the moment. And they seem to be just playing it round us with ease. Kudus again wins a header, but you can't find the back of the net this time. And yeah, it's been an utterly tragic performance from us. Coming into the half-time break, we have been the better team, it seems, in terms of the shots we're having and the expected goals. But West Ham have got it where it matters most. They have found the back of the net. Ross has picked up a little bit of a knock, so Gerrard can come on for the second half. We'll move to a positive mentality for the first bit of the second half, just to try to get us going forward a little bit quicker, a little bit snappier, and causing this West Ham defence a few more problems. And hopefully we can have highlights for ourselves in this half as well. Sintas does well to win the ball. Milinkovic now driving forward. He's got it to the left-hand side of the box. Dispossessed for a second, but wins it back. Kane now with the ball. Looks like the opportunity might have gone, but the score on the left-hand side is able to find some space. He finds a ball into the box. And the young man Sintas and that man Milinkovic, they combine yet again. Between them, last match, I think there was 4 assists from Milinkovic. Obviously, Sintas got 4 goals, and they've added another each to the tally today. It's been a fantastic start to life for Sintas as well. Like we say, it's his 7th goal in the FA Cup now. Surely he's going to be one of the top scorers in the competition. But there's still time for him to add more, and there might be more games for him to add more as well, depending on what the final outcome of this match is. We're going to make some changes shortly. He was just about to pause up and do them there, but a highlight has begun. So we'll see what happens here, and then we will look to make some changes. It's West Ham looking to build out from the back. They get it into midfield, but it's a poor ball in toward Prowse. Kane is there to pick it up. He drives into the box. It was a poor effort in the end, though. That goes over the bar. Lane Barley is going to be coming on in place of Silva Santos. He's not having the greatest of games. And I think we're going to bring on Corrigan in place of Arnott as well. Obviously, we want to get the win in this match, but we've got a huge game coming up against Manchester City as well. So we want to ensure this squad remains fit. With the injury problems which we have had recently, we don't want to have them creeping back into the squad. So if we can get through this match unfazed, it would be ideal for us. We're looking to go ahead now. Kane at the edge of the box takes a heavy touch and allows West Ham to clear. We're back up low, but it's a poor ball into the middle from Barley, which Kane can't get under his control. Allows West Ham to get out. Although we do have possession again though, and we just need to be a little bit more clinical with the passing there. A couple of times there we just gifted it to West Ham, and again it's happened there. So we could be doing a lot more. We are winning it back quickly, but we shouldn't be putting ourselves into the position where we have to constantly be winning back the ball from West Ham. Looking to be doing slightly better at retaining possession now. Getting it forward well. Sintas is through. And it's the same combination combined again. Milinkovic with a delicious ball over the top. They're checking it on VAR, but it looked like it. Oh no. They have disallowed it. It looked like a lovely goal. We're going to see it again here. It's a great ball from Milinkovic, and it's very, very, very tight decision. Unlucky for young Sintas not to be able to add to his tally today, but it remains 1-1. We see Patino, Tyrant, Catalones can come on, and we'll also bring on Sawyer in place of Milinkovic as well, just to see out the final 15 minutes of the game. Sawyer, like we say, has had a good season for us so far. Dried up a little bit recently as he has been in and out of the team, but hopefully he can find that little goal scoring touch for us again and prove himself to be a little hero. Barley now on the right hand side. He's got the opportunity to drive forward, gets it into Kane, and now Gerrard, you can't apply the finish to what was a really good team move. It remains 1-1. We are definitely piling on the pressure though, and we really want to get the goal if we can. West Ham clearing it away. Everyone bar Jones and Nunziante was in the West Ham half there. Really, really, really putting on the pressure. Barley now down the right hand side to Gerrard. He picks the ball up. He delivers a ball into the box. Sintas did well to adjust his run to get his head to the ball. Can't quite find the target though. It's been a really, really good second half from us. A lot more focused than the first half. Couldn't quite get ourselves the win though. Have definitely been the better team. We just need to keep working hard, like we said in the half-time break. We do have one more change we can make as well, so we will bring on Hall in place of the score in the left back position, and just hope that the rest of the players can make it through the match now. We've drifted through the first half of extra time almost. We have a corner. Sawyer gets it in. West Ham clear it. It comes to Sintas at the edge of the area though, and it was a volley from him which just goes over the bar. We're carrying on from where we left off in normal time, but while we aren't finding the back of the net, it only takes one moment. Hopefully that moment is going to come for us, but the time is just whittling away in this game. Hasn't been any highlights, and we do have the dreaded penalty shootout. We're hopefully going to make that home advantage count, and hopefully we're going to get through a penalty shootout. It's going to be a very, very tense affair. To West Ham coming up first, but they missed the first one. Nunziante pulls off an incredible save. We need Lewis Hall to find the back of the net, and hopefully we can take the mental advantage in this penalty shootout. But it's an extremely poor penalty from Hall, and the deadlock is not being broken yet until Kudus steps up, smacks it down the middle, and Nunziante can't do anything to stop that one. PJ Kane stepping forward now. He was on his last legs during the match. Looked like quite a weak penalty, but it did find its way into the back of the net. So back on level terms. We need Nunziante to step up for us again. He can't quite. He goes the wrong way. It's 2-1 now. Young man Sintas stepping up for us. It's been his competition so far. Can he add a goal in the penalty shootout? No, he can't. Henderson makes the save, and that would be really gutting if it was Sintas that missed the penalty to take us out. West Ham with the advantage now. They have got that goal, and they have just scored the most recent penalty as well. So we need to score, and we need Nunziante to save the next one, or hopefully West Ham miss. But the first thing is Gerrard needs to find the back of the net, and he can't, and it's all over for us. The cup run comes to an end for this year, and yeah, it's quite heartbreaking for us. The team really tried. We gave it all the effort we could. Should have won it, but that's football. Definitely going to say we're proud of the team. They've given us 120 minutes of solid effort, although to be fair the first half wasn't really solid effort, so they've given us about 80 minutes of solid effort there, and it just wasn't to be today. Huge game coming up next as well. It's Manchester City. It's in 4 days time. We're going to need a lot of these players ready for that match, so we'll get them rested, get them replenished, and we'll come back for that huge game against our local rivals. We spoke at the beginning of the episode about the legacy Mark Stott would leave behind, and we've just seen a little bit of evidence from it. Since my time at the club, the youth intakes haven't been great. In the past there has been some great players come through it. Lee, Dilly, Freddie Smith. This time around we could find ourselves with the first player who could potentially break into the team. Alfie Farquhar is centre back or defensive midfielder, and although he doesn't look all that ready at the minute. He's got some really, really good attributes. Decent amount of determination as well, so if he can fulfill some of that potential and improve in some of these attributes, he could be a decent little squad player for us. Elsewhere, there is some other players who could potentially come into the team as well. Not as likely as Alfie. Tom Lee is probably the closest example. Could be a new Freddie Smith for us. So we'll keep a keen eye on some of these players, but like we say, it's nice to see Mark Stott's influence being left and felt at the club already. And for this game against Man City, it's a very similar lineup going out. Dilly returns to the starting lineup. Other than that though, it's the same team. Nunziante in goal. Barley does return to the starting lineup as well, actually, in place of Silva Santos. Chiriak, Jones and Lascaux make up the rest of the defence. Arnott, Patino, Kane and Milinkovic are the diamond in behind Ross and Dilly. Dilly does have a little bit of a knack of scoring against the big teams, so we hope we can get one against our local rivals in Manchester City. He has already scored against them a few times in his career. His first couple of goals for the club did come against Manchester City, so hopefully he can carry on that form, take some confidence into the game and give us an unlikely win in this match. It's still a Manchester City team which features a lot of heavyweight players, so we know it's going to be a tough game. They haven't had the greatest of seasons so far, and like we were saying, it's an opportunity maybe for us to close them down in the league and maybe overtake them depending on other results. So it could be an exciting time for us. We've got motivation other than local rivalry to go and beat Manchester City, and we've just got to hope we can match up to them today. They seem to be starting off with the ball. I expect them to have a lot of the ball today. We'll probably be chasing it a lot of the time, but if we can win it like that and get a quick counter underway, then who knows what could happen. Milinkovic into Ross, now Kane and Dilly. We spoke about Dilly being a big game player. He's found the back of the net. I couldn't see anything wrong with that goal, but I've been wrong before, so I'm not going to get too optimistic. I'm going to get optimistic now. It's gone in. Dilly has got another goal for himself against Manchester City, and it puts us 1-0 up after 3 minutes in the game. It was a great strike. He's shown that he does have good finishing instincts with that strike as well. And like we say, we're 1-0 up, and what a day this could turn out to be. What a super finish, Lee Dilly. What a boy you are. Perhaps another opportunity for us. Patino whips the ball in. Couldn't find anyone at first, but we still have possession in the Manchester City area now. Barley takes it out to the left. Does drill in across, but no Stockport player can find it. But we do keep pressure up, and this time Jordan Ross has found the back of the net. It's another goal which is going to a VAR decision. This time round it could have been Ross that was offside, it could have been Barley. Someone was offside and it was Barley. We're unfortunate that we couldn't go 2 ahead there, but a really promising start to the game for us. Seem to be having Manchester City on the rocks a little bit, and maybe they've been a little bit shell-shocked after that goal went in so early. 24 minutes now. We have Manchester City coming forward with Chiesa on the left-hand side. He drifts past Barley, looks for Haaland in the box. He does win his header, but Nunziante makes a fantastic save and does manage to keep us 1-0 ahead. It really hasn't been a game which has been full of quality at the moment. Manchester City starting to come back into it. We've had 1 shot so far. We've scored 1 goal so far, so we're very efficient. But it looks like it could be a very, very dangerous game for us. It would be nice to see some more attacking intent from us. However, if we can just keep Manchester City quiet like we have done, it would consider that a very, very successful game indeed. But we know they have quality in the team, so it is going to be hard. We've seen them get a couple of opportunities away on the match stats there. Haven't had any highlights pop up, but yeah, they're definitely creating stuff out there. Jordan Ross isn't having the greatest of games. Owen Foyt can come on in his place. Milinkovic and Patino the same. So we'll bring on Leo Sawyer in place of Milinkovic. give him a little bit of a rest. We've got another big game coming up after this one away at Newcastle United, so we need to make sure that we're keeping the players ready. Like, there's lots of big games between now and the end of the season. Realistically, every single game is a big one. Like we were saying about Lee Dilly earlier on, if every game is a big game, he would be a fantastic striker. But every game really is a big game now for us in our European aspirations. It's Manchester City coming forward now. They get into the box, but Nunziante again is in between them and the goal, making a fantastic stop, putting it out for a corner. It comes into the box. Chiriac heads this one away, and we're chasing Felipe down. He gets the ball forward though. England on the ball. He gets it to Chiesa. He is offside, and hopefully that's the end of the highlight for us. Patino and Barley both running on Humes now. Silva Santos can come on. Cathal Owens can come on. And we will bring on Gerrard in place of Dilly as well, just keeping Dilly fresh and fit for the next game. He's done his work today, and hopefully it'll be work that does bring us a win. We're managing to keep them quite quiet at the moment, but football, it only takes a moment for that to change. So we just want this time to whittle away now. Just leave us, don't show anything else of the match, and give us a fantastic away win at Manchester City. It was one of the dullest games of Football Manager that you're probably ever going to see, but it's one that has led to a famous Stockport win. It's 1-0, Lee Dilly scoring in the 4th minute, and we just held on from there. And what a brilliant performance from us. It puts us within 3 points of Manchester City now when we do have a game in hand. Their goal difference is slightly better than ours, so it's unlikely that we are going to close the gap. The game in hand we do have is against Newcastle, which is coming up next. So by the end of that game, we might be able to see where we are in comparison to this Manchester City team. But a brilliant result for us. Also gives us a 4-point gap to Aston Villa below us as well. So if we can win that game in hand, we'll be establishing a nice little lead above the teams below us. Now, that was going to be the Newcastle match up next, but like I think for the 7th or 8th time of the season, it has been rearranged. So that's going to be coming up in a few weeks' time. And unless it gets rearranged again, we will come back for the Newcastle-Manchester United doubleheader. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that one gets completely rearranged. We'll definitely come back for Manchester United, hopefully Newcastle as well, but we'll see what Football Manager decides to do for us in that one. As always, if you have enjoyed that, please make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Remember to subscribe to the channel for regular Football Manager content. Thank you so very, very much for watching. Bye bye.